All right, greetings, greetings, greetings. I am Desmond Book. I'm a Christian dating and relationship coach. I help single, successful queens go from single to successfully dating without settling. I want to welcome you on Facebook in our Facebook group, Queens Don't Settle. We are also on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, watching me on YouTube, go ahead and hit the like, the share if this is helping you and if something that speaks to you. It helps the algorithm and I can reach more people. Also, if you would go ahead and subscribe to this page, then also we're on IG. All right, so we got all those covered, right? This is Monday Night Live. We do Monday Night Live again every Monday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is when we do it. So thank you, Queens, for joining me tonight. And for tonight, Monday Night Live, we have another great topic, and that is simply this. Okay, so you're wanting to be in a relationship. You're desiring to be with somebody, but it's going to take a risk in order to do that, right? So are you willing to risk being rejected or hurt, putting yourself out there? Are you willing to take a risk to be in a relationship, to be with someone that you can spend the rest of your life with? Are you willing to take a risk? And so many queens that I'm coming across are saying, yes, I will take the risk, but then they take no action. And really, honestly, when they take a few steps back, they realize, you know what, I'm not willing to take the risk. And many times, so first of all, we want to identify what is the risk that you're not wanting to take. I think before you say, no, I'm not willing to take the risk or all this, what is the risk? What is the risk that you may be trying to avoid? Risk of being hurt, right? Risk of meeting the wrong people and wasting time. What is the risk? The risk of being rejected, right? There are so many risks that you're could put yourself in order to go out on dates, getting to know somebody, that leading to a great relationship. So again, are you willing to risk, right, being in a great relationship? And that's what we want to talk about tonight, because once you begin to say, yes, I'm willing to take the risk, I'm going to be honest with you, even in our program where I help queens, and with me helping queens, a lot of people, and I say a lot of people, but a lot of queens, they are ready to date, but they don't even want to take the risk. Watch this. They don't want to take the risk of getting to know what's keeping them from stepping forward. Isn't that something? They don't want to know. They don't want to risk being exposed to themselves. What do I mean? What's causing you to continue to date the wrong people? What causes you to see red flags? They don't even want to risk being open to themselves. And in my program, when I'm helping queens, is that they begin to see what? The childhood traumas, the childhood hurts, right? Because in order to stop the pain, you have to figure out where the pain is coming from. And so are you willing to take a risk? And that's what we're talking about tonight. Are you willing to risk in order to be in love? Now, the question is, once you find out what you're afraid to risk, why are you afraid to risk? I should say it like that. Risk of being afraid, risk of fear of meeting the wrong people, fear of being vulnerable. Whatever your risk is, once you find that out and the reason why you have that, then you have to ask yourself the question, is this worth? Am I willing to risk being in a relationship? Or is the risk of being hurt greater? Which one is better? Which one is worse? I should say, which one is worse? Which one is bigger? You have to begin to figure out that. If the risk is bigger, you're not gonna take it. You're not gonna take any risk if the pain that it could cause or lead to being the wrong person, right? You're not gonna take the risk because it's not quote unquote worth it. But then if you're over here on this side saying, you know what, I want to be in love, I want to experience a great relationship, then the risk is what is worth it. So tonight, is the risk worth it tonight? Because if the risk is worth you being hurt, you being vulnerable, you doing whatever it is, if it's the right risk, watch this, then you're going to see yourself in a great relationship, right? And so tonight, I want you to really begin to think about this. Is this worth the risk? And many of you are still desiring to be in a relationship but haven't made any steps forward. And honestly, it's because you're not willing to risk putting yourself out there. You know, I talk to queens all the time, and the reason why many queens don't go to dating apps, dating online, or even or vice versa, or even wanting to meet any people, is because I'm tired. I've done that. I've been down that road. I've done these things. I don't want to go in that direction anymore, right? And so when you're tired of being hurt, you're not going to take the risk, right? But if you are truly, truly wanting to be in a relationship, you're going to do whatever it takes, and even with the risk. So write this down. No risk, no reward, right? No risk, no reward. So if you're really, truly wanting to be in a relationship, you're going to have to be willing to what? You're going to have to be willing to take that risk. And tonight, let's not just take the risk, but let's take what? Let's take the calculated risk. If we're going to risk getting hurt, if we're going to risk putting ourselves out there, wouldn't it be better if you were what? If it was a calculated, what did I mean by calculated? That your outcome was going to be better than what you have been experiencing. I think you would be willing to take the risk if you knew that the outcome would be better than you have been getting. Okay? And that's what you got to begin to realize, is that the risk is better than what I've been experiencing. All right? So I wanted to share that with you tonight, and